What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's DripGodDero, and I'm back at you guys with another bang. So, in today's video, we will be talking about what's next for the Detroit Pistons. As we know, the Detroit Pistons, they definitely had an interesting season this year. And with that being said, it does bring a lot of questions for what's next for this team. Now, before we do hop into this video, I do want to thank you guys for all the support that you've been showing on the most recent videos. Y'all been going crazy on them. Hey, and without further ado, let's switch over and let's get right into it. All right, so man, to start off, the Detroit Pistons had a very interesting season, man, and it was for all of the wrong reasons. Now, a lot of more eyes were on this team this year in the 2023-2024 season, and it was due to something horrible. And that was that they were on a 28-game losing streak. Now, this 28-game losing streak actually tied the Philadelphia 76ers 28-game losing streak back in 2014 and 2015, and the 2015 and 2016 seasons for that Philadelphia 76ers team. So with that being said, there is a lot of help that is needed for this Detroit Pistons team. Now, just to recap their season, like I said, they did go on a 28-game losing streak, and their record for this season was 14 wins and 68 losses. Now, their coach was Monty Williams, and man, overall, they just were bad in all categories. They were bottom of the pack in all categories except pace. And I guess I could say that is one upside, because this is a young team, and you will want a young team to have a high pace. But let's talk about some of the more key players on this team. Let's start off with Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, he kind of seemed like a player who was, by himself on this team, man. He averaged 22 points, which is pretty good, but it wasn't on the best efficiency. It was only on 44%, which isn't that great, but it's okay. He shot 35% from three, which is solid. But other than that, he averaged 7.5 assists and around 4 rebounds per game. But he did average 3.4 turnovers. So overall, he was kind of doing it all. But like I said, there isn't much help on this team. Now, to talk about some more key pieces, you got Bojan Bogdanovic. He did end up getting traded, so that is something good, because although he was a solid player, he was averaging 20 points per game. He doesn't necessarily fit the age group of this team, so that's something to note. You got Isaiah Stewart, who is somewhat of an energy guy. He only averaged 10 points per game. Like I was saying, man, Cade, he kind of, held everything together. He was pretty much the focal point on this team, man. The rest of the players, they didn't really average too many points, just keeping it real. But, Isaiah Stewart, he not that good to me. He's an undersized big. He's an energy player, but, just having energy isn't enough. One thing to note is that he can hit the three, but still, besides that, he still is undersized, and due to him being undersized, he tends to get cooked when he attempts to guard other big men. So that was a problem. You got Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren, he has a lot of potential, man. He averaged around 13 points per game, and the thing that really stood out was just his athleticism and his rebounding, man. He is a rebounding machine. He averaged pretty much 12 rebounds per game, so shout out to him. Jaden Ivey, he only 21 years old. He's still getting it together, man. He's still getting it together. Only shot 42% from the field and 33% from three, so let's be real, the percentages aren't there, but he is only 21 years old. The final player I do want to talk about is Ausar Thompson. Ausar Thompson, he plays pretty great defense, but he definitely needs more time to develop. When it came to his three-point percentage, it was only 18%. And let's be real, that's what this team picked him up for. that's why they drafted him to be a 3-and-D style of player, but currently he is not that. He plays D, but the 3 is not there. So they definitely need to work on that. And I lied. I got to talk about one other player, Killian Hayes. Let's keep it real, man. He's only 22, so he's young, but let's be real, bro. He doesn't need to be on the NBA team. I'm going to just keep it a band. But with all that being said, let's take a look at this team's salary so that we can see exactly what players they have locked in for this upcoming season. So, as you guys can see, we do have a Detroit Pistons salary right here. And currently they are 27th when it comes to team payroll. So they're not one of the teams that's paying a lot of money, which is a good thing. That gives them more options to move around and, actually sign some players. So let's scroll down. Let's see. Y'all already know the different categories: light blue player option, red team option, green qualifying offer, and purple is two-way contract. But let's see the players that's signed. So Joe Harris is on this team. He won't be on the team next year, and he was making $20 million. So that's definitely a good thing. They won't have him locked in for this upcoming season. That brings a lot of, extra cap space. $20 million right there. Evan Fournier, he is locked in for the next year as well, but it is on a team option. So more than likely, they will not respect that team option. And if I was them, I would let them go. Why not? That's an extra $19 million that you have in free cap space. James Wiseman, he is locked in for another year on a $15 million player option. More than likely, he will accept that. Let's be real, James Wiseman, he doesn't really have any betters. He's not that good of a player. So, of course, if I'm James Wiseman, I'm accepting that player option. Cade Cunningham, he locked in for the next 2 seasons. This is the best player on the team, so that's fine. Asir Thompson locked in for the next 4 seasons. That's completely fine. He's young. He's the guy you drafted this year, so I'm completely fine with that. Jaden Ivey locked in for the next 3 years. That's fine. He could continue developing. I believe he's only 21, so that's cool. Killian Hayes, he is not locked in next year. That's a good thing. Killian Hayes is just not that good of a player. They still have Danilo Gallinari on the roster this year, and he will be off the team next year, so that's good. It's not like he played much, so that's solid. Isaiah Stewart, he locked in for the next 4 years for $15 million. If I'm them, I'm looking to trade him. Shake Milton locked in for the next year for $5 million. I mean, you could keep him. He's solid. Jalen Duren locked in for the next 3 years. That's fine. Jalen Duren is a good player. And besides that, you got a lot of zeros because it ain't too many people who actually locked in on this team. So with that being said, let's talk about it, man. What's next for this team? And before I get to it, let's go to topic number 1. Y'all see it, man. 2024 NBA draft. And y'all see who is the number 5th team to pick. That is the Detroit Pistons. So at number 1, let's talk about it. Man. The number one most important thing that the Detroit Pistons have to do is actually win when it comes to their draft pick. Now, what I mean by that is that, let's be real, the Detroit Pistons, they've had a lot of high picks over these last couple of years, but they really just been, missing. They've been missing. Jaden Ivey, he's not that great of a pick. Let's keep it real, Killian Hayes, not that great of a pick. Let's keep it real. Jalen Duren, he's solid, but I ain't gonna say he's a game changer. So just stating those different names, you can see that this team, when it comes to the NBA draft, they've been missing. Let's just keep it real. So they got to, and when I say got to, I mean got to actually win when it comes to this draft. They got to pick the right player that can actually impact this team in a positive way. So that's number one. Number two, you got to take advantage of this cap space, man. Y'all got so much cap space this upcoming season. Y'all got to bring some good names here. Not no mid names, some good names. Be it the Paul Georges, players like that. You got to bring some good talent, some stars to this team. If y'all could do that, y'all on the up and up. And number three, they actually already did this one, and that is fire Monty Williams. They actually already fired him, so hopefully they get a good, solid coach out there to Detroit. But, hey, that's my thoughts on what's next for this Detroit Pistons team. If you like the video, you already know what to do. Like the motherfucking video, comment on the motherfucking video, subscribe to the motherfucking channel, turn on notifications and all that good stuff, and I'm out. Peace.